city administration has raised the bar in road construction and infrastructure. We have gone around looking at some of these projects that you flagged off the construction several months ago. The Buhari Road, the Law School, Saburi 1, Saburi 2, Paikon, Kore, the Market Road at Gwagwalada. And as we speak, they have all been completed. Most of them, those that have not been completed are at 90-something%. And in those flag offs, you stated clearly that these roads will match the standard in any part of the world. And we have seen it. But the problem is that since there's a communication gap, because just like the Paikon Kore Road, the Gwagwalada Market Road, which you promised that there will be street lights, the contractors are saying that it was not in their contractual agreement. Is there a breach of communication, or there is a change of there was a change in the actual plan and design by the administration?
I don't think you got the correct information. I will give you the correct information. First of all, these 6 roads we are commissioning now, there was no provision of street lights. These 6 roads we are commissioning now, there are no provision for street light. Now, but before their completion, we now say, look, you have to include street lights. And then I say, yes. But that will take us some time. But if you go to Kwale, street light have been provided. Kuje, street light have been provided. Now, but the new ones we are awarded, we flagged them, like A2 to Pi to Goma, the street light is in that contract. All other roads we've recently flagged off, street light is included. But the one we flagged off as of last year, which we are now trying to commission for tomorrow, there are no street lights in that contract. However, before they were completed, we said you have to add street lights. And some of us said, look, yes, we have agreed, but we cannot complete it before that commissioning. But some said we can. And just like in Kwale and Kuje, which Gilmore did, it has been added and it's going to be part of the commission. So that we have to get it clear that the one that we flagged up in February last year, there was no street light provided in that contract. But before the completion, we said no, we should have. Yes, in the rural areas, let us also give them street light. Now these ones we just flagged up this last year. That is November, December last year. Yes, the last quarter of last year. All the roads, there are street lights provided in it. And that I believe, by the grace of God, by May, June this year, all those roads would have been completed with the street lights.
But the worry is not just about street lights, it's keeping the lights on. Because we see street lights in maybe new street lights being erected, but the streets are dark. Most streets are dark. How do you keep the lights on?
That first of all, when you say most streets are dark, first of all, we use solar. But you're also doing that. You know what we have just faced recently? Vandalism. People coming to vandalize the projects, steal the cables and the rest of them. And I can assure you and I can tell you, to the glory of God, we're on top of the game. We're going to deal with those who have been caught. You see, the policing of communities is not only for security agencies, it's only for all of us to be part of it. Some of us will say, oh, you will see somebody stealing cable. You see somebody tampering with solar, you won't say anything. You won't report to the police. You say, what is my business? Then when it is dark, you come and say, oh, government is doing nothing. But you yourself too, have you played the role you are supposed to play by reporting to the security agencies, to the appropriate authorities? That's you. I was passing this area. See what I'm seeing. Look at what just happened recently about stealing of the manholes and the cables. Look at yesterday. They took, when vandalized, stole the cables for over 60% of our Abuja to be dark. Sabotage, no problem. But by the grace of God, the security agencies are on top of the world. We have arrested so many of them, and I can tell you, all those that are involved will never come out of it. Will never come out, and people will learn lessons from it. You know, we always believe that it doesn't matter. By the time, you know, they charge us to court, they will give us bail of 50,000 naira, we'll go and pay. We won't charge you of stealing. We'll charge you economic sabotage. Enough is enough. Nobody will take this. Nobody who believes, who actually loves his country, will accept what is going on. Government will make efforts to make you comfortable, to make you happy, to provide the necessary infrastructure. Then you see people who say, no, this government is doing well. Let us sabotage them. And we owe a duty to say, look, should we accept this? Government spends money, taxpayers' money, to make you comfortable, to provide the necessary infrastructure. And some people will go back and say, look, why do we allow this government to be having a good name? Let us sabotage them. No problem. You are sabotaging. You know, there is adage in my place. Every day is for the thief man. One day is for the owner of the house. They have been doing that. Now most of them have been caught. And that's the end of them.
All right. But some of them are doing so not purely to sabotage government because of economic instincts, you know, just how to survive.
No, I would never accept that. I would never accept that. And we must stop selling this theory. We must stop selling this theory. Okay. It's so fine. If you say that I'm doing this to survive, take for example, we bought vehicles for use to enable them a form of empowerment to see what they can do for themselves in life. As I speak to you today, do you know what has happened? We have this, every time we give these excuses, it's because of economic hardship. It's not correct. It's not correct. How much do they make? Some people sponsor them. Go and do this. Bring it to the will buy. Those who send them, is it because of economic hardship?
All right, Excellency, isn't it because we have a policing problem? Because, for example, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps was created to actually tackle issues of vandalism like this. And then, I'm just back from Rwanda, for example. You walk every 100 kilometers, there's a sign of policing, local, city-level policing. Do you think it's time to introduce city policing? Let's not say state policing, because I mean that may evoke some sense of political arguments here and there. City policing for a city like Abuja. And then secondly, I've seen you visiting together with my former minority leader, Senator Aduda, visiting the Outer Southern Expressway from Apo to Waru to Karoshi. Now that road has been there since the time of former FCT Minister Bala Mohammed. I mean, who's your very good friend, though you are different political balance. Right from 2010, that project has been ongoing. FCT residents are tired of promises by previous administration, but you have shown some sense of renewed hope that that project will come to fruition under your administration. Should we take you by your words?
Now, let's start with the first one you said, Rwanda. You know, we make comparisons. What system does Rwanda run? If Mr. President says he will do that, most of you here, you will take your pen and write all kinds of things. When we're making comparison, we don't even ask, what system does this country run or operate? In Nigeria, what system do we run? When you say Abuja, is Abuja different from Nigeria, does Abuja have its own defense system? When you talk about police, people have been recommending community policing. People have been talking about state police. People have been saying, no. Knowing where we are from, if you allow that, so many people will not come out from their houses. Some people say, no, yes, we agree, but let us try it first and see how it works. Some people say, you don't need to try, we have seen it. That if they allow state policing today, nobody will oppose any governor. It is either you will die for murder or for armed robbery. So our institutions are not such that are independent.
Are you saying this because you are no longer?
No,
we still have people on this side who have not asked questions.
That's the problem. You don't need to personalize it. And that's the problem that we're having. The mere fact that, yes, I did not support, or I supported police, state police. If I was wrong, I was wrong. If I was right, I was right. What we're saying is that our institution is strong to be independent of manipulation by the system. You see what is happening? Okay, now you say community policing. You go and say United States of America. You see the wrong thing that we always have comparison. Institutions are built strong. Nobody bothers whether American president is there or not. This will go on. You are there, they were a former president, charging him for all this and this and that. How many people can charge a former president in this country for such crime? If you will see ethnicity, if you will not see religion, if you will not see all kinds of things. So you have to be careful. Again, you talk about the road that since the governor of Bauchi when he was minister. Today, go from Yanya to Karu, to Rozo, to Karachi, to Apo, I can assure you, by the grace of God, by the end of this May, that road is completed. Go and see what was today. Go and see from Duse area. Go and see what has happened there. I have totally rehabilitated when I'm going to law school, that road, and putting street lights in that road. When anything I know is not going to work, anything I know I'm not going to participate in, I will not do it. If I tell you I'm going to do this, you go home and sleep with your two eyes closed, that this will be done. So I've always said, let us not do things on, okay, you, when you were governor, this was what you were saying. You, when you were a minister, this is what you are saying. For Christ's sake, the mere fact you believed, I believed, does it mean it is right? No. We should not continue with this kind of attitude. And this is what happened. Okay, you, at the time when we were governor, what was your view? So what? If I had this view yesterday, does it mean that view, I must continue to have it? But I can tell you today, when they are doing about National Economic Council, when they said, submit the views of FCT as for example to state policy, I said, listen, it doesn't make sense to me.
Now, Your Excellency, quite giant strides you've been making here within the FCT. Kudos to you, I must say. Now, there's something I want you to address. Sometime late last year, a video went viral of you knocking the AMAC chairman for citing his inability to provide security vehicles for, the Abuja Municipal Area Council. Now, that was a very big issue in the news, and still in line with security matters, especially in area councils within the FCT. Are there specific goals or targets that you have set out for the area council chairman to meet with regards to ensuring the security of lives and property of people in these area councils and other targets as well? Do you care to let us in on that?
I don't need to set out goals for them. they campaigned that they want to be chairman of area councils. They were not appointed. The federal government never appointed them. They went out on their own, campaigning to the people, campaigning to Amak people, campaigning to Kuje people, campaigning to Gwagwalada, campaigning to Abaji, campaigning to Kwali, and the rest of them. Vote for me. I want to be chairman. If you vote for me, this is what I'm going to do. They were not appointed. So why would I go and set goals for them? Why would I go and set targets for them? We should be running a federal system. They are not appointed. Now, if they cannot achieve based on the promises they have made to the people should patrol the ballot to say, listen, you promise us this, you promise us that. Therefore, we cannot.
But Your Excellency...
I'm coming.
Right,
you asked a question
right.
about the chairman of AMAC.
Yes, certainly.
Now, and it was embarrassing to me. I was council chairman in 1999, and everybody will know, as chairman, my performance. It is not a dispute before I became the national president of Alugu. I cannot believe that the council chairman can come out to say that he's unable to buy security vehicle for security agencies in his area council, even when the allocation have gone higher, unlike before. For Christ's sake, I was building police stations. I was providing everything, vehicles, logistics for police station when I was council chairman. So for me to hear, not it was a story, live television, a council chairman, in fact in the municipality, to say he's unable to buy security vehicle. And you want me to be happy? And I said, okay, if you say so, then what's the capacity? Then what will you tell people? Tomorrow you want to come out before your people, vote for me, for this. If you cannot provide ordinary security vehicle for security agencies, then what can you do? So I have to say, look, it is unexpected. I can't believe you should say this. Even if you do, yeah, I mean, there are things you shouldn't say. You shouldn't say it out, because it's very embarrassing.
But let's stay with security a little bit, Honorable Minister. You mentioned, the challenges you had in curbing these menace, especially in local, municipal areas, areas that are close to the border of the FCT with other states, where some of these, outlaws come to perpetrate, some of their devilry and then go back to other states. Where are we on that in terms of some of your collaboration with other states, especially in areas bordering those states? And then secondly, on the issue of infrastructure, the rail, we were on it, free rides and all that. But in terms of the volume of people it takes and the expectations economically on it, where are we and what, reports are you getting from it? And then, moving on a little bit, are we going to get more in terms of another perhaps, route using the rail as, a kind of panacea to our transport issues?
Now let me see. I always like to be realistic and not to, make things too difficult. I want to take it so that the audience, those who are listening, will be able to appreciate and know this is where we are, this is where we're heading to, what we are expected to be. Let me take from the last time. If I forget anyone, please do remind me, because I'm not jotting it down. I'm not going to start any construction of any new rail line. No, we don't have that fund. You see, I'm a very objective person. Very objective. I don't want to do something for the purpose that let's do that. Oh, we are awarded the construction of a new rail line. Yes, very good. Well, how do you fund it? Where do we get the money from? FCT money, 1% of what the federal government gets. If federal government gets 1 trillion today, for example, this month, for example, 1% of 1 trillion is how much? Yeah.
Like 100 billion.
100 what?
1 billion.
So you're not good in mathematics.
1 billion.
1%.
1% of it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you
1%
see,
of it,
tomorrow you go to television, how we are not good in math. You don't even know the simple mathematics here.
It's 10 billion.
Well, we don't
10 billion naira.
Excellency, we don't
Him,
spend in
only him.
billions. We are journalists.
10 billion.
No, you 10 billion naira.
10 billion, okay.
10 billion naira.
Wow.
Small. Not small.
Now, where do you fall back to? Where do you fall back to?
Loans.
IGR.
IGR.
Yes.
What are the sources for IGR? As far as FCT is concerned.
Land. That's the major source.
Taxes.
Taxes.
Part of the taxes is what? Ground rent. Payment of CFO. Right? Right? How many people pay? You want me to go and do construction of a new rail line that will cost you almost $1 billion. How much? Convert it to a naira.
That's about
Journalists.
1.7 trillion.
Convert to a naira. What, but no, I'm coming. Because it is good for people to understand this. Now we are saying, look, you're not even paying the ground rent. You're not even paying for the CFO. You come out to tell Nigerians, why not pay? How much is ground rent? It's not a monthly payment. It's a yearly payment. 200,000 naira, 300,000 naira, 500,000 naira.
Annually.
Annually, not monthly. Annually. For CFO, once. Depending on the size of the property or the land you have. Maybe you may have 8,000 square meters. And your CFO will say, you will pay 2.something million. That 2.something million is not paid monthly, yet is once. How many people pay? And you come up to citizen. You want this road. You want new rail line now.
I'm just asking.
No, you want.
Yes.
No, I'm coming.
Yes.
You are speaking on behalf of the people.
Need it.
You want. What I mean, you, not you as a person,
Yes.
but you in plural, that the people,
Representing a group, yeah.
right? Now, where do we get this money? We should go to bank to borrow. Fine. We are going to bank A to borrow. Bank A will say, okay, what's the collateral? How much are you going to pay us monthly or yearly? How do you get it? Therefore, I'm not going to be part of that. I want it. It's true. But if federal government can fund it, good for us. But to say FCT on its own, to go and fund such, it's not going to work. And that is the truth. Now, I don't know the second question you asked.
We're talking about security. And,
Now you talk about security. You know, we must commend security agencies in this FCT. What we know, if you know, every day you kneel down, praying for the security agencies, what they have done and what they're doing. You only hear, oh, somebody was attacked yesterday, but you don't hear how many people were stopped from being attacked. You don't. Oh, somebody was attacked. Nobody is happy about that. But they have stopped about 50 attacks. You don't commend them. Because they don't come to say, we have stopped this and this and that. As I speak to you today, you and I know what it used to be is not what it is today. We have taken steps We are building now to enhance security. In the 6 area councils, we are building 12 new police stations to beef up security in all these area councils. For the first time in FCT, we are paid for acquiring drone as part of enhancing security in FCT. It has never happened before. As I speak today, we are building the command control center where all the security issues are a joint platform. All the security agencies are one. Where we have a system where if anything happens anywhere, the command control will know immediately and take actions.
Even when the city is not under camera surveillance? How do they do that?
No, that is different. That is different. In terms of camera surveillance, you know that this is the seat of maybe, the presidency. And FCT cannot on its own do that. You need to work together with the National Security Advisor. You need to work together with the security SSS. And you need to go with the police.
So what's stopping you?
Because, no, you cannot be allowed to provide cameras within the city where Mr. President resides.
Yeah, but you
listen.
requested
Listen.
security votes based on some of these issues.
No,
as a
you
city minister.
see, what you don't know, you don't know. When you hear security vote, FCT is federal capital territory that houses virtually the president, the vice president, everybody. You cannot on your own. It's not what I'm saying. We're not operating a full federal system. Mind you, to FCT is not like fully as a state as supposed to be.
But the courts have ruled
Why
that
not?
FCT
Why
is
not
a state,
wait?
Your Excellency.
No, you only. So that's why in your station you carry wrong stories. What the Supreme Court interpreted FCT as a state is probably by election. They have the same status in election. After FCT is not a member of FAC. FCT does not collect from the federal allocation. We only take from what the federal government takes a 1%. So that when you are saying Supreme Court has interpreted, give the proper interpretation. And that's when I see what you will do in your station, I said, where are these people coming from? Where are they getting that political interpretation that for the purposes of this election, FCT is seen as a state does not mean per se that FCT is as a state collecting money from the federation account.
Yeah.
You must see you have to sit down.
Excellency,
No,
the Constitution says that Mr. President is the governor of FCT, Section 299, and we can see you also enjoying some of those powers. I mean, which FCT minister goes around with bags?
Why not
You're
listen?
exercising the powers of the
Why
governor.
not listen? That's why you misinform people. You see, you have quoted, Mr. President is the governor. We have agreed. He's the governor of what? FCT. In quote, governor. As a state, if actually it's a state, can you have a president at the same time as a governor? No, Mr. Rice. Mr. Rice,
Well, that is
educate the people.
Yes.
The point we are making, Mr. President is governor who oversees the federal capital territory. But the federal capital territory is not a state as per state in the sense that you can take allocation from the federation account. But you can, for whatever that comes to the federal government, you take 1% of that. Right? Now, so if you begin to see that, it is difficult. But if you are saying for political reasons, whether FCT should be seen as a state in terms of what percentage you should have to make you be victorious, say 2/3 or 1/3, as the case may be, FCT is counted as a as a state.
Well, your Honorable Minister,
Your
perhaps the point
Excellencies.
you need to make, sir,
Yes.
is what you were making before you deviated,
the CCTV.
which is for the
Although
city
you need to
to
scale
be under
Okay,
a
so
security,
the point we're trying to
camera
say
surveillance.
in
How do
this-
you intend to remove or address those obstacles that you have
That is
pointed
being- that
out?
is
Because
being-
the president
that-
himself is also one of the institutions that will be protected.
Yeah, he's
now-
a resident of the FCT.
Why not just take it easy? After, before we came here, before we came on board, it was said that this CCTV was awarded, that were handled by police and this and that, the FCT. And we said the FCT was not a party to it, right? 2, the security agencies are working out how it will be convenient and how it will be feasible to provide CCTV in all the areas. Mind you, it is capital intensive. And therefore, it requires the national budget and the statutory budget. What I mean by, most of you may not know, FCT has 2 budgets. One is national budget, which is the contribution of federal government to the development of FCT. The statutory budget is the IGR being raised by FCT on how to carry out their own development plans. Last year, what we got, or what we provided for FCT, was 17 billion for national budget. 17 billion.
Trucks there.
Last year, when you say throughout the year, I said last year, the budget was 17 billion. 2024.
How did you manage, Your
No,
Excellency?
so
Continue to say God will thank you. Now, when you see what we are doing, you say, how did you come about it?
Yes, where's the
Because-
money coming from?
Because we were very, very, very prudent in terms of our IGL. Not only that, because Mr. President is wisdom, who is governance in terms of business, they must succeed. Put us out of the single treasury account. What does that mean? If Mr. President did not put us out from that, it would have been difficult for any project or projects that we're implementing or we have completed. Why? We're not part of financial market. We have no access to go to bank to look for loan. We cannot. But if you go to bank, they say, okay, what's the collateral? The money is everything they pay is in central bank. So I told Mr. President, then it means we cannot do anything. And Mr. President is wisdom and being very somebody who will say, look, I want success. I want to make sure that we succeed in what we're doing. How do you succeed? Pull yours out. Go to commercial bank, ask for loan. So okay, I have my IGR as my collateral. How much am I seeking from this commercial bank? I'm looking for 200 million, for example. We'll give you. Now, domicile your IGR with us, right? How much are we going to be paying monthly? We'll be paying such amount of money. Now, you have 200 billion to spend in the project. And why the bank has no problem in collecting every month such amount of money. But if we were that single treasury account, forget it.
Now,
Now,
Your
speaking
Excellency,
of
if
the
let's
president, Your
balance.
Excellency, a recent video went viral where the president, commended your incredible strides within the FCT and even citing that he had doffed his hat for you. What was your reaction to that? How did you feel? And would you describe it as one of your most defining moments as an FCT minister?
Ask yourself this question. Your boss says he's very happy with what you're doing. How do you feel?
Certainly happy.
So the question is, should come. If your boss, I'm coming. If your boss said, look, I'm happy with what he's doing. I'm happy. I feel satisfied. Even though the question was asked mischievously by Arise. No, with all due respect to you. And that's what we are saying in this country today. In this country, and that's how we keep journalism. That was a presidential media chat. Presidential media what? Chat.
It's because some other ministers
No,
are envious of
excuse
you,
me, sir.
Your Excellency.
Excuse me, sir. presidential media chat. So unfortunate, so unfortunate. A first class graduate, first class I hear, first class, will bring out a single minister. Not to say ask question, you say, look, land grabbing. First of all, accuse the minister of land grabbing. And that, Mr. President, not only is a political liability to your government, controversial, single out a minister. This is what we're talking about in Nigeria. To the glory of God, he was embarrassed. And after Mr. President answered, he couldn't answer any question again, he was embarrassed. Shamelessly, shamelessly, shamelessly. And this is what we have been saying. Everybody has a role to play to make sure that we must not allow our personal interests to overshadow things. We should not.
All right, Your Excellency,
Your
Excellency, just a moment, please. Just a moment, please.
No, I think you have somebody who's moderating this.
Yes.
Your Honorable Minister, because we're going to be going on break very shortly in about 4 minutes, and I would like Gloria to ask that question. She's been
as the president is pleased with you, a certain group of people are not pleased with you, and these guys, they're workers, about 300 of them, like we understand. Yeah. And they call them waste management contractors under the Satellite Towns Development Department. Yes. So they said they're hinting about an imminent strike because of unpaid salaries in the last 6 months. Did you hear about this?
No, is it salaries or contracts? He said contractors. Is it salaries or contractors?
Did you hear about this?
No, hold on. Who appointed me?
Mr. President.
If Mr. President is happy with me, I'm satisfied. Because he knows what he wants you to do. Are you doing it? Yes. I'm not here for contractors.
So you don't care?
No, listen. How many of the satellite towns have you gone?
Virtually all of them.
No, tell me the ones you have gone.
Very well, almost all of
them. Listen, the point I don't like, I visit these areas. Go and see the refuse. They make deals with the coordinators. And I said, no. No, I went to Buhari today. And you write me that you're an indigenous contractor. I said, what did you work? Go and see the refuse on the road. I am not going to pay. I'm not, no amount of blackmail. I'm passing on the road, you see refuse, and then you come in a month, and you submit paper to pay money. Which refuse did you remove? Well, for Christ's sake.
They actually said that some of those...
Listen. Yes. We're not in a rise here. Listen. Listen. Now, what we're talking about, you see, that's why you must conduct yourself in a way that things should be done. Nobody, not anybody born, can intimidate me or blackmail me. I will do what is right. If you go into this way we do, where you can go and sit down with some civil servants and submit paper to pay money, when the job has not been done, go to, as you're going to a Buhari now, I used to call the chairman of council. I said, come, Mr. Chairman, I'm passing here now. What's happening here? The refuse. Coordinator of the satellite town. I'm passing here now. See the refuse. And then you want me to pay. Pay what?
Now that still takes us back to my earlier question about your projections for them.
The point I'm trying to make is that people should know it cannot continue to be business as usual. You must put your feet down to say, listen, enough is enough.
They said that contract
enough. Somebody asked question. Enough is enough. Look, we have suffered so much. Look, I see contract, street light, this. You come every day, every month, money maintenance. Now, say maintenance of what? What are you maintaining? There's no light here past here this night. There's no light here past the other day. What are you telling me about maintenance and paying money? We spend over 1 to 2 something billion naira in a month, and you cannot get the result, and then you want to bring blackmail? I will not fall to that.
All 300 of them?
No,
What do you mean by 300 of them? Where? Okay, let me know. 300 of who?
The contractors.
Contractor or satellite time?
Yes.
For 23 areas that were selected.
Do you know why some of you, and I urge you to do what they call investigative journalism. Can you go and see these sites or these zones that make 300? Can you please take, for example, how many zones in Buhari, how many zones in Kuje, how many zones in Gwagwalada, how many zones in Abaji, how many zones in Kwali? Where in this? In the villages? Tell me, in the villages? What are we talking about?
Honorable Minister, we have to go on a quick break.
First of all, if you are going on the road, which is very important and key, when you cannot remove the refuse on the road, is it in the villages? You mean you are doing sanitation refuse in the villages? Who is cheating who? Now that I'm the minister, anybody can come out tomorrow to play with that with them. I will not. It doesn't matter the blackmail. You must do the work. If you don't do the work, no payment.